Okay, so Marcus is going to be on soon. I really don't know where everyone else is. Oh, Jessamyn's on. Okay, cool. So we have most people that said that they would be on. So start with some shout outs. Joe, who's not on because he's taken his mother to Phantom of the Opera, which is adorable. Started a chapter and honestly has just been very on point with contacting his chapters, with staying live in the Facebook groups. Like all of that stuff has been really good to go there. So shout out to Joe. Mike Anderson advised his recruitment director to start a chapter, and it looks like it's going phenomenally. So, oop, he just left. Bye, Mike. Shout out to Mike Anderson, though, for doing that. And his recruitment director actually applied for a state chair, and we're looking at him for that. Big stuff going on. And shout out to Marcus for being the other lone guy on our March Madness bracket currently. So it's Mike and Marcus, and we are behind both of you. So rep Party Central proudly. Cool. So I'm going to open it up. Any shout outs to each other, to your chapters, any good stuff happening? I'd be very happy to hear about it. I know Caleb Moore is going to be the first one. He always is. Spotlight's on.
I actually do have a few. So I want to shout out, he's actually over there, Clayton Smith, for
bring him
that
on.
he's not currently a UL student. Come over here, Clayton. I can show your face on this call. He kills it. He plans pretty much all of our, that is not Clayton. Pretty much plans most of our activism events. He's at everything. He's the first one to get there. He's the last one to leave. And I mean, honestly, he's killing it in the chapter game. He's like the best. And he's also helping me in my states. He's he knows how to graph search. He's like going through Wyoming with me. So yeah, big shout out to him.
That's fantastic. I love it. Well, thank you, Clayton, if you can hear me, for everything you're doing. Oh yeah, you've got headphones in. That's fine. All right, who's next for shout outs or good news or anything? Good stuff happening. All right, Mike.
I'll do a shout out. So we got a new we got a new recruitment director that's hoping to take our new Texas State Chair spot. He started a chapter, has been kicking butt, doing chapter invasions, helping out chapters in San Antonio, planning to do an invasion and help out a chapter down in South Texas. Just an awesome rock star from UTSA, Daniel. So I want to give him a big shout out. Hopefully everyone will be meeting him sooner or later.
Definitely. Yeah, I actually gave both of y'all shout outs. Your internet was cutting in and out, I think, or something. But yes, you're doing a phenomenal job getting him up to par, and he got an interview request. He'll be interviewing tomorrow. So big stuff happening there. Okay, cool. So we can move on. Something that absolutely needs to be covered is chapter creation. And I feel like I'm beating a dead horse saying this, but we're now to the 20th of the month. State chairs, as you know, are expected to have one chapter created per month. And so we've got approximately 10 days left to make that happen, which, as you can imagine, is starting to stress me out a little bit because I have the utmost faith in all of you, but this just needs to be taken care of sooner. So just please make that a top priority going forward. And as usual, if you need more targets or anything like that, let me know. But my advice is try, if you haven't in a while, a campus invasion, like literally a cold campus invasion. Go in there, arrive early in the morning, talk to prospects, end with a meeting. And I mean, just from personal experience, I've never had a campus invasion where I didn't start a chapter out of it. So that would be my advice, as well as, working with your recruitment directors to see what leads they can feed you as well. So yeah, 10 days left. Would love to see a chapter and then a bunch of you get on the board in the next day or two. But that absolutely needs to be a top priority, as I know all of you know, but just has to be said. So any questions, comments, anything on chapter creation?
Forgot to do a shout out earlier, but also on chapter creation. just to mix the two. Jacob McConnell's been killing it with getting me contacts to start chapters. He pretty much started Centenary College chapter with a guy that's real active in the local party and different campaigns. And he's on more left campus, and he's working to revive, civil discourse out there. So that's awesome. And Jacob McConnell's already finding contacts at other places too. So he's been killing it. So expect us to come through soon.
Great. Yeah, and I think Andrew and Mike and like all of Louisiana is like a testament of recruitment directors and how helpful they can be in starting chapters. And from my end, so that we're clear, if your recruitment director starts a chapter, that's counts as your chapter for the month. If you are good at delegating and advising other people to essentially do your job, all power to you, because all I care about is chapters being created. And so definitely if you're working really tightly with your recruitment directors, it's going to pay off, and it has paid off for a bunch of people. So cool. Alrighty, that's chapter creation. Next thing I want to talk about is bring them home. So pretty low amount of bring them home events happened yesterday on the day of action, which is fine. It doesn't necessarily have to happen on the 20th. And we do have quite a few events scheduled either for today that have yet to be confirmed or throughout the rest of the week, which is great. A lot of chapters, when I was talking to them, they were still a little bit unclear for apps that y'all had gotten in. They were a little bit unclear about the event or like what it should look like on campus. So my advice would be just go through with any chapters that have events coming up. Just real quick, night before conversation. Hey, do you understand what this is supposed to look like? Do you have any questions? All of that good stuff. And of course, if anyone has questions on the team about it, please get with me, because I would like to just sort that out so that we're all clear on it. I think we are. But if that's hold up, just let me know. And I do know that in 5 cases, including ULL, that kids didn't arrive on time, and there's nothing that you can do about that, and those are being rescheduled. So I think there was a couple in Utah, potentially one in Colorado. So in those cases, of course, those events, oh yeah, and Mike didn't get his until halfway through the day, right? Yeah. So
I haven't confirmed that we've gotten it yet.
oh dear. It should definitely have gotten there by now. Okay. Literally everyone else has. I know for some campuses that process through a mailroom, for example, the package had gotten there in time in some cases, and it just takes a day or two for the student to get the notification. Regardless, everyone should have their kits now. Oh dear. He hasn't gotten either of them? Sorry.
He might have gotten bring them home. I'm not sure, but for the recruitment drive, it came in the day after, and as well for the free speech wall that he was going to do, came to the event, and the recruitment drive didn't come with a single constitution, so not pretty.
Yeah, I know. There was a little bit of there was some stuff missing out of the first like 50 membership drive kits that were sent. So that y'all know, we are switching warehouses, which is a very big move for us. We've basically been working through the same people since we've had a warehouse. So because of all of the kit hindrances, we're switching over. So hopefully that should mediate some of the problems that we've been having. Know that I'm doing everything on my end to make sure that they can get there as soon as they're requested, they're processed, and Matt is also sending them out day of, and I've been verifying that this is happening. It's a problem with our warehouse and getting materials in time. So yeah, that will hopefully not be as much of a problem going forward, but I do sympathize. I know it's a lot of work to schedule an event, and it's a lot of work to reschedule an event. So know that we are doing stuff on our end to try to make that a little bit better.
Hey, Jordan just never received ours either.
He just confirmed that you didn't get yours?
Yeah, he just confirmed that he still has not received.
Okay. Let me verify the address then. That's the only other thing I can think of logistically that could have gone wrong. But all right. Well, we'll get together on that after, figure out what's going on there. I do apologize, guys. Kits are 90% of the time they go well, but for the 10% that it kind of falls through the cracks sometimes. I know that that does have a lot of impact on you. So trying our best, and we'll see how this new warehouse goes. But anyway, for Bring Them Home, if events do have to be rescheduled, just please keep me in the loop on that. And if anyone's still unclear of how to tell if a chapter applied for a Bring Them Home app, it's in the chapters doc. There's a little column that says BTH. If it has a 1, they have applied. If it has a 0, they haven't. So cool. Alrighty. So let's Bring Them Home. Any questions, comments, feedback, aside from kits, on anything Bring Them Home? I know a few of the events that did happen seem to have gone really well. I know Daniel actually had a really good event in Texas, Mike, and it seemed like it went off pretty great. So cool. Great. So what do I want to cover next? Probably Summit. So exciting time, guys. We are 1 month out from Summit, which seems unreal because we've literally been recruiting for 6 months, which is the longest time we've had an application open in the history of Yale events. So we're clear on what the process is for confirming and why confirming is important and what confirming means. I'm going to go through all of that. So because some people literally registered for Summit 6 months ago, I've been trying to send out regular text messages about it just to like keep people's mind in the Summit game. And obviously the Facebook group helps a lot, but some people literally, it's not on their radar. And so that's why confirmations is so important, because currently if you look at our Summit numbers, which I will share my screen so that everyone can see that. Nope. All right. Ooh. Okay, so if you look at our numbers, which you'll see in just a minute, they're right here. We're at 677. We're pretty much by far the lowest of the summits that haven't happened yet. Why I'm not as concerned as, say, Matt is about this is because I'm going to say that the people that we've gotten registered are the highest quality registrants. So like a lot of these people have had conversations and are really bought into Summit. And from the emails and texts and phone calls that I've made about Summit since people have registered, overwhelmingly people are excited about it. They're looped in, they're in communication with you, all of that good stuff. So I'm really not worried about attrition being a huge factor, but that does make confirmations, a lot more of a focus for us. So I'm gonna get to this now. So cool. Let's real quick go over exactly what confirmed means. So if someone says, yeah, I'm still coming to Summit, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're confirmed. And for people that were here last year, you may remember the phrase, know the make and model of the car that they're driving in and when they're going to get there. And that's literally not much of an exaggeration of what confirmed means. It's like, okay, we're going, this is our carpool group. These are the people that are going to be in the car. Here's how we're planning on getting our gas refunded. We're clear on that process. Here's where we're going to be staying the night of the conference, where we've either got a process for that or we've already got the hotel booked. And, everything is sorted for us to be there, and we'll be there by 9 a.m. on conference day. That's what confirmed means. Confirmed doesn't mean, oh yeah, I think I've got my carpool sorted out, or I think I'm riding with other people from this chapter. Yeah, we'll be there on time. Like, really, I want to try to drill it in your heads that confirmed is very, specific like that. So where we should be right now is starting to have those conversations about carpool, especially if people don't have a carpool situated. This is the time to make sure that that's happening, especially people who have a longer drive. And everything. And even like larger chapters like Tulane and Lafayette and like all of those larger chapters that are coming, it's time to start figuring out, okay, who's riding with who has cars, like all of those logistical things. I will commend Devin Johnson, who whenever he watches this, good job, Devin, because he does have the bus, but he has people basically all paid for hotels now. So like he literally sent out a thing, hey, this is how much it's going to be. We're all planning on staying in the hotel that the conference is at. And then he assigned like leaders. So there's groups of 4. One person is the leader that's in charge of collecting all of the money from the other people and then booking the hotel. And then they just confirm with Devin when that has happened. For clarification, don't pay out of your own pocket for other people's hotels. Like get them into groups and make sure that they've got that all sorted out, but that is not your job at all. And another thing, I need to start knowing who needs housing reimbursements as well. And we do have quite a lot of those to work with. So if you give me names soon enough, I can basically get them looped in. And the messaging that we're sending out to activists is, okay, we have you marked down, but you're not confirmed until we see like a hotel receipt, essentially, or just some confirmation that you do have your housing locked down so that we can officially lock that in. But if you tell me names, I can make sure that we set those aside.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yeah, go for it.
When it comes to housing stipends, is this through Leadership Institute? How exactly does that work? And what qualifies for housing? Is it only hotels, Airbnbs? Like, what's the criteria there? So I can be clear with my people.
Of course. Yep. So it is through Leadership Institute. How it works is they have, I believe in our schedule, it's 2 breakouts where they do have programming. We have a process of logging who is in those breakouts, so they just have to attend both of them. Shortly after Summit, they'll receive an email just basically saying, hey, you qualified for housing because you were at these 2 breakouts. Can you just send in your receipt? They have to do it within a week, and then they get reimbursed up to $50 per person for the hotel. And to answer your other question, it can be Airbnb, it can be a hotel, it can be a camping plot. I don't care, like whatever y'all figure out. Up to $50 per person is what we're covering. So if one person pays for that, the hotel room, I would assume as long as you send the other names, we'll make sure that we get the full amount out. But yeah, that's how that works. And email would be best, or actually maybe I'll just add a spot on the doc. So I'm also going to show you the doc that we'll be confirming people on. So I'm going to screen share again. All right. So it's on the Warriors doc, which I know no one visits anymore since we don't have Liberty points, which is sad, but all right. Still loading. Okay, so it's under this tab that says confirmations down here next to bonuses. Click on that. And then you'll see a full list of our registrants, everyone who's registered so far. So what you're going to do is I'm going to create filters for everyone, or you can create your own filter view. I would start with people specifically from your school and move out. So for example, for Bays, I'll just do Louisiana Tech. So you can filter just Louisiana Tech. These are all of your people that you have registered. If they are confirmed, I'm going to add a column for notes actually right now. So as soon as that loads, there will be notes, and you can put the specifics, like who they're riding in with and where they're staying. Once they're 100% confirmed, you can switch it to C in this column that says abbreviated version of confirmed. If they're no longer able to attend and there's no way that we're flipping their mind on that, then you can put it as NA, which is also important for us to know so we can start accounting for that attrition. People are going to back out. It is going to be a red flag, though, if like half of your people have NAs next to their name, just so that we're clear on that. So, all right. Okay, my battery life has 9 minutes, so I'm going to kind of zip through the other stuff. Is there any questions on confirmations or where you should be with that or anything? Okay. As far as a directive goes, it's a soft directive since we're a month out. It doesn't necessarily need to be, full, we don't have to hit this very hard, but I would start just with your own people from your chapter, figuring out carpools, figuring out hotel groups, and at least getting that ball rolling. And then as you figure that out, confirm people. And yeah, then you can move out from there. By next week, we will be definitely working pretty much solely on confirmations. Like I'm going to take over a lot of field work so that y'all can basically just work on summit confirmations. So cool. Alrighty. One small note in the chapters doc, we are really not updating notes, which is bad. So I, at the beginning of every week, have now started putting the date in the notes column. You'll notice if you've been in there recently that there's a lot of Monday, March 19th notes in there. And that's literally just so that I can hold myself and hold you all accountable for if there's no notes before that. I know that notes haven't been updated for the week. So every Monday, I'm just going to go in there and do that. Just so you're aware and you don't, what that's all about. So update your notes by every Monday at midnight. And then some parting announcements. So I literally may start crying. Jason is leaving the team. He has gotten a job with Ford, which is fantastic. And he will be very missed. And I guess it's also a good time. Chris, do you want to unmute yourself? I don't know if you can hear this.
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to announce your announcement?
My announcement, sure. So I will be leaving the team as well pretty soon. So we're getting a new state chair in Utah. And when that happens, they will take over and I will be gone. So it is very sad to me. I'm sure you guys are more sad than I am. Just kidding. But yeah, that's the news. So yeah.
Y'all literally become like family to me. So this is like, all right. Yes, both of you are fantastic people. Will be very much missed. Both of you started literally when I was regional director. Y'all were there. So I appreciate the work that you've done, and you've left such a huge mark on the region. And Chris, the amount of candidates there are for state chair in your state, like clearly speaks to the legacy that you've left in Utah. So I really commend you for all the work that you've done, and we love you. So
I love you guys too. I do feel really sad, but I know that, I have to move on eventually. So, but Yal is my everything, as it is for all of you as well, I'm sure. So thanks.
You've always got a family here, buddy.
Oh yeah.
So cool. Still going to Summit and everything. So we'll see you there. Yeah. And with that, I debated even saying this because it's like literally such a dramatic, anyway, there are so many good candidates for state chair. I just want to make it very clear, like, do not let off the gas, because I just feel, I know what it's like to become burnout, but just so that we're clear, like, don't scrape by just doing the bare minimums, because there's someone that is hungry enough to, like, really take things on, and that's it. So just don't lay off the gas for us that are on the team, because there are a lot of freaking recruitment directors out there. And I just want a team that's hungry. So I love y'all. And that's all I'm going to say, because my laptop is about to die. But if you have any questions, I'll stay on until my laptop does die. But I'm going to stop the broadcast here. And if you need to go, you're more than welcome.